How far should we stand away from the golf ball? How do we create the perfect balance? And how do we create a good spine angle? We're going to answer all those three questions in today's video. Let's get started.
All right, let's show you how to get a great spine angle and good hip hinge. Andy, why is it so important?
Okay, well, it's important because most golfers are coming to us for lessons, Piers, and they can't rotate. So they struggle with actual rotation. And if the spine is in a good place, if we've got a good hip hinge and we've got what we call a neutral spine, which we're going to show you how to get, it is so much easier to create a bigger turn. If we're in a position where the spine is curved, it's so hard to actually move from there. Yeah. Plus, it doesn't look very good, Piers, does it?
No,
when we're in that position. It's pretty rubbish. So let's show you how to get into a great spine angle. Alignment stick down the back. It's going to touch the lower part of the back and the mid part of the back. I'm going to stand nice and tall. All I'm going to do from here is hinge from the hips. Really important that we go from the hip joint, not from the waist here, because you can see what happens to the spine. So I'm going to hinge forward from the hip joint, keeping the point of contact on the lower back and the mid part of the back. I'm leaning forward and the head is just going to relax. It's absolutely fine, just let the head relax so you can clearly see the golf ball. What we often see is people get into this upright position and go, I need to keep everything super straight. So they'll hinge forward and they'll keep everything so straight that the head's still on there.
That looks comfortable.
And then, exactly. And then I'm sort of looking down past my nose here. What we often see from here is if anyone's in this position, then we'll then see them lose posture because they need to see the golf ball. So,
but I think golfers try and do that because they're trying to be straight. They're trying to get this straight back, aren't they?
Exactly. The key thing is the mid to lower part. Let's keep this neutral spine angle from here. That's one thing, making sure you hinge from the hips. Another thing, which we mentioned, neutral spine, we've got a great drill that you can do to make sure the core is engaged and you are in that neutral spine. Take your setup. What we often see, this S posture where we see the curvature of the lower back there. It's actually quite painful, a lot of tension on the lower back there. The core's disengaged.
If you've got a bad back, make sure you're not doing this.
Yeah, I mean, just for a couple of seconds there, that hurts. And then the other one, we see the hips tucked under. Again, really poor for rotation, not great at all. So get in your posture. Now use just the hips only. Arch it as much as you can, round it as much as you can, arch it as much as you can, and then find the middle. The middle ground is neutral posture, and use a mirror when you do this just so you can see. But we've got this nice sort of neutral position from the lower part of the back to the mid part of the back. I am now ready in a good position with the spine to actually move. Shall I hit one, Piers?
Yeah, one looks pretty good actually, that does. Nice, flushed.
Nice high draw, I like that.
That was high, wasn't it? All right, Andy, let's get some balance. That was actually a really nice shot, wasn't it?
Very nice. Yeah, you sound surprised. I don't know why you sound surprised.
I think it was actually really good.
I don't know why I got the alignment stick. I don't need that. Okay, so when it comes to balance, we're going to talk about weight on the feet, but also we're going to give you a checkpoint that you can check when you're at the driving range. So one thing we've talked about is hinging from the hips. Now, this is really important. When we hinge for the hips, we don't want the backside to go too far back. What we want to see when we're hinging forward is that we stay forward. And if I were to draw a line now vertically behind my backside, we want to see that line is roughly about a club head away from my heels. If I actually sort of sit back a little too much and get the weight in the heels and overflex the legs, which we see a lot of, you can see now that line is way back. But what we often see from here, as soon as we see that line back, we're going to see the lower body moving forward when we hit the golf shot. And when there's excessive movement this way or this way, good luck on finding the middle of the club face. It's so hard.
I think the one thing is that if you're really tall, you may be someone who is over flexing the legs as well. So just be mindful of that. And obviously you'll see a checkpoint, as Andy said, in a moment.
Okay, so the next thing is just balance, really, how to get the weight in the right place. So I've got the balance trainer here. You can use an alignment stick, really easy. But all I'm going to do is place the arches of the feet on top of the balance trainer. Really important now, once we've created that hip hinge, we don't bend and sit back. This is really important because now you can see the weights in the heels. What we want to do, create a good hip hinge, soften the legs. Now what I've got is even weight between the front and the back of the balance trainer. Really, really important that we can keep ourselves grounded here. We don't want to be excessively forward. We don't want to be excessively back, but this or the alignment stick really highlights getting ourselves grounded on the feet. And just being in this place really helps us move better. And from a consistency standpoint, finding the middle of the face is crucial.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so let me just hit a shot there again now. And I'm just going to be aware of this. So sometimes we just need it to be highlighted to us to go, wow, I didn't realize my weight was all in my toes or my heels. So then you take to the ball and you go, oh yeah, I can feel that now.
It's amazing, even with just an alignment stick, which is really thin, you can see and feel a massive difference when you do this. Nice. High fade that time. And look, this is massively important. Look, if you're struggling with your ball striking, struggling with your golf swing, I think it's very easy to start looking at the golf swing. This is the starting point. Make sure you're good here.
It is, and just let us know in the comments down below what you need the most help with as well. What are you struggling with right now that we can create a video to help you with? We'd love to get your feedback.
That'd be good.
Okay, third and final one. I don't need a lima stick. I don't know why I keep going back to there.
Really confused today.
This is how far, this is a question we get asked all the time, how far should we stand away from the golf ball? The question to ask is how far should we stand away from the golf club? So let's show you here, great drill that you can do. I'm gonna take the golf club in my hands. I'm just gonna lower the club so my upper arms just lightly touch the chest. Hands around at about belt buckle, roughly about a handspan away. I'm just gonna let the club head drop a little bit below horizontal, but now what I'm gonna do from here, I'm hinging forward from the hips until the club hits the ground. I'm softening the legs, and here's the checkpoint that you can do when you're on the range. If I draw a line down the back of the triceps vertically, what we should see is that line runs just in front of the knees and through the toes. If I'm too far away from the golf club, if I've got too much space here, then you can see that line is way in front. And if I'm too close like this, there's no gap between myself and the club, again, you can clearly see that there as well. So this is a great checkpoint to draw that line vertically. The more you see this as well, the more you can see in a mirror, the easier it's going to be and the more familiar you are with it, and the less work you're going to have to do over time.
Practicing this in a mirror, we talk about all the time, the patio windows at Oxley Park outside the putting green, we would be there all the time practicing our posture. And I think, look, the good thing with this is two great checkpoints, the line off the butt and then the line down the tricep. I think it's a good baseline to still look at.
Great guide. Okay, one more then. So two decent ones, Pierce. Okay.
It's actually three pretty impressive golf shots.
That was the best one. That was dead straight.
You like that one, do you? You hit a fade draw and a straight.
Okay guys, look, don't underestimate the power of a great setup. Those are massively going to help you. Now, if you enjoy our coaching and you want more from us, make sure you check out meandmygolf.com. This is our online academy. Simply download the app or click the link in the description. This is where we've got all our best content to help you with your game. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.